Hey fam, how y'all doing? As you can tell by the thumbnail, we're going to try and do a Bentonite Aztec clay mask because your girl's heat damage is heat damaging. So, I have been wearing my bonnet all weekend. And which means I haven't touched my hair because I knew I was supposed to wash it yesterday, but it was Valentine's Day. And I was supposed to have plans and I just didn't feel like it. So I had a nice little cozy time at home, movies, treats, the strawberries and the flowers and all that good stuff. Just something, I don't really feel like going out. So kept it home and celebrated it there. So yeah, so I intended on washing my hair earlier that day, but as I mentioned in my last video, I have 3 children, and I will link the video up in the cards if you're interested in hearing life update and hair update and all that extra stuff. My kids were quite a distraction yesterday, mostly my oldest. So I didn't get to do what I wanted to do because by the time things had smoothed over, I was already mentally checked out, which is why I didn't go out for Valentine's Day. I was already mentally checked out, okay? My morning and afternoon and partial evening were filled of children being children. And at that point, I no longer wanted to do anything. So now I'm doing my hair for you today, which is Sunday. So if I don't get this video out to you today, it'll probably go out next week. Because during the week, I don't have the time. I mean, I do have the time, but I have a stricter schedule on the weekdays. So anyway, I'm gonna show you what I look like underneath this bonnet. And don't scream. I know it's a little scary, but I promise we're trying to work on. Listen, let me tell y'all something, okay? Once you have irreversible damage, there's nothing you can do to fix it but to cut it off. And I'm trying to try a few things before I get to that point. Because knowing me, if things ain't working the way, if my hair's not working the way I need it to work, I'm just chopping it off, not thinking twice about it. But I'm gonna try some things first. And if I can at least get some kind of curl pattern back, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that because the way my wash and go was looking when it dried, forget about it. Hideous. And now it's a week old. Hideous. It looks even worse than what it did the first day. The first day, you could mask it a little bit. But as your days go by, your hair gets bigger. It got worse. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about right now. First of all, hello? Hello? Right. It's supposed to be tied in the front, slid all the way to the back. Okay. So I will say this. My hair did feel a lot softer and more moisturized because it was thinner in density, which means it didn't take much for it to absorb moisture. And I did use a serum on my hair. Do what I gotta do in the morning, take my stuff out, put the little serum, fluff it, and then head to work. Besides minus getting the kids ready, getting them ready for school, taking a nap before work, blah, 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 all the other stuff. Yeah, it did feel pretty moisturized, but right now it's probably feeling dry as hell because, like I said, I haven't touched it in 2 days. So I'm going to show you what we're working with. Do you see the horrors? Do you see? I'm sorry, let me clear that for you. Let me fluff it out for you and show you what exactly we're working with. It looks like I've been sleeping with no bonnet on. And I know y'all see this here, and I know it's quite a distraction. Would you like a close-up? You probably don't need it, because I'm sure you can see it just fine where you at. Curly at the bottom, straight in the middle, curly at the top, and then we got a little bit of texture going on in the back. What is that? If this cannot be repaired, I can't do wash and goes no more. And if y'all don't already know, I'm a lazy natural. Twist outs ain't gonna do nothing because it already looked boneless before I got a silk press. Not doing that. Don't have the time or the energy to do that. I'm not doing roller sets. Never done it. I'm not doing flexi rod sets. Never done it. I don't have the energy. I'm a lazy natural. Okay? You're lucky to catch me doing twists. Maybe a twist out. But that's after the twists are a little bit old. I'm a lazy natural. And honestly, the whole wash and go with the cream and the gel stuff is a bit much for me as well. I'm the type of natural to put my cream on and go. Put my cream on, throw my hair up in a bun, gel it back, and go. I don't do too much. And if you're new to this channel, you probably don't know that. But if you're not new, then you do know that. I'm a lazy natural. I don't have the time, the patience, or the energy to be fooling around. So we're going to try and get this thing back together somewhat, a little bit at the least, and see what we're working with. Okay? Because this, out of control. Out of control. Huh? You think I'm going to walk around like this for the next Lord knows how long? Absolutely not. It will be bun central for me. And then I'm going to do what I did last year, and I'm going to have a bunch of more breakage in the front and in the back. Then I'm going to have to chop it all off anyway. Because you can't regrow short broken pieces. You can't do it. You just got to wait for it to grow out and do better with your routine. I don't want to do that for myself, but that's neither here nor there. We are here now. And I'm gonna show y'all what we about to get into. So we're going to do a bentonite clay mask. You know, use some apple cider vinegar. The very first time I used a clay mask and I used apple cider vinegar, my hair was so dry and so crunchy and it felt brittle. I didn't like it, so I used water and that worked a lot better for me. But because of the extreme measures that I have to do, we're going to make this a series. If this doesn't work, which it probably won't. So, I'm going to use apple cider vinegar, which is supposed to be better for your hair. Don't ask me. I don't know the specifics. I don't care about the specifics. I'm just trying to... I mean, I should care about the specifics because it's my hair. I should care. But all I know is apple cider vinegar is a... they use that as a cleanser. You know, back in the... Yeah. Y'all already know I got 3 kids, and they doing a lot. They're doing a lot right now. I'm trying to get this done. It's a Sunday. I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to relax. But I also got mommy duties, and it's chore day, which means I got to do laundry. Luckily, they don't got school on Monday, but I still got work. So I need to get it done. I know that was so rude and abrupt, y'all, but if you have kids, or you have nieces and nephews, or you got little children running around, or you babysat before... The door sometimes, literally, oh, not a word, the door, okay? It gets like that. And like I said, we real authentic around here, around these parts. So, as I was saying, apple cider vinegar is a good cleanser, a good detoxer, just like the bentonite clay mask. And what did I hear somewhere? It's good for like, I don't know. I really should have looked that up before I did that. But all I know is it is good for the health of your scalp and your hair. I don't like how it makes my hair feel, but we gonna do it anyway, and then we're gonna deep condition after, because what makes you think I'm about to leave my hair crunchy like that and walk around? And even after, I was still gonna deep condition. So I'm gonna show you what we're about to use. Don't make fun of my dusty bottle, okay? At one point in time, I was doing my own facial clay mask with turmeric, so I was making that by myself, and I was using apple cider vinegar. So it's got some bentonite cast on it, bentonite clay powder on it. It's a little dusty, but it's all right, okay? This is the brand that I'm using. But you gotta shake it up though, because the good stuff is at the bottom. That's what I heard. I heard the good stuff is at the bottom, so you gotta shake it up before you use it. And we have the Aztec. Well, it's Health and Beauty Aztec Secret Indian Healing Clay Mask, and it is bentonite, I believe. I'm not gonna do too much. I'm on camera. I ain't got time. Okay, so that's what it is. So we got this here. Take a good look. And one thing that is very important, no metal, because the metal is going to pull out the nutrients from the clay that you need. So you're supposed to use plastic. I got my little glass container here, and I have my heavily plastic spoon here. It's not plastic, maybe it is plastic, I don't know, but you know, like the little kid spoons. Yeah, I jacked one for one of my kids. They wasn't, can always buy more, use regular utensils anyway, so like whatever. Anyways, yeah, I lost my train of thought, but we're gonna get there. I'm one of those girlies where my memory often flees me, especially, or even if I'm already on a train of thought and I'm already talking, sometimes it just shuts off. And mid-sentence, don't remember. But anyways, yeah. We're going to use this. And we're going to use our spoon. Oh, that's what I was about to say. I do not suggest you mixing it with a dollar store plastic utensil. Go to, like, unfortunately, Walmart's, order off Amazon or something, because the ones at the dollar store are very fragile, and as the clay mask gets thicker, it's going to be harder to mix. Not hard, but too hard for the dollar store plastic spoon material. And I did break a spoon, so that's why I went downstairs and grabbed one of these, because that's all I had. Is I got them from the dollar store. That's all I had. That's all I had. So luckily, that's what I had available to me. So also, apple cider vinegar stinks. We're going to be completely transparent here. It's funky as hell. And before anybody comes at me and says anything, yes, this is the shirt I wore the last video. This is what I wear. This is what I wore to bed. Okay? So, absolutely. I'm probably going to changing my shirt later, because I'm probably going to get a bunch of clay on it. But we're going to try and not make this a super long video, because we're already like 14 minutes in. And for what? Because I've been quite a chatterbox. So I'm going to show y'all how I make my clay mask. I'm going to rinse my hair off camera. Not like rinse it off, but like, you know, I got buildup, so I'm gonna, you know, at least get rid of the gel buildup, and then we're going to get to work. So another brain fart. Oh, you can also use you could also put oils in your bentonite clay. I forgot to. I might as well grab it, even though last video, I wasn't trying to go over there and grab my deep conditioner. I'm gonna just go ahead and go over there and show you my oil mix, the one that I made. Yes, the organic oils, not the little oils from the hair store. I mean, I'm lying a little bit, but you know, not the pre-made ones where it's like all fancy and stuff, like Carol's Daughter oil or Camille Rose oil or Cantu oil, whatever. I'm talking about, I went to the grocery store, I got my olive oil, I got my avocado oil, I got my coconut oil. Didn't use coconut oil, but you get what I'm saying. And then I got my carrier oils and my essential oils. So like Jamaican black castor oil, I did get that from the beauty supply store, but it says 100% Jamaican black castor oil. But sometimes these companies will tell you something that's not true. So they may say it's 100%, but it's really not. But we're not talking about that right now. And then I put in a little bit of tea tree essential oil, rosemary essential oil, peppermint essential oil. I used to put lavender in there. I might start doing that again. Just a quick rundown. Tea tree oil is a good antifungal. Peppermint promotes growth, and rosemary, I think that's strengthening. I could be wrong, but personally I like the smell. I don't like to use too much when it comes to the plants, because the plants such as rosemary, lavender, eucalyptus, lemongrass give me headaches. So I try to keep that a little bit at the minimum. And then Jamaican black castor oil is also good for growth, but it's nice and thick, and I know my scalp needs thick oils. Avocado oil is softening and moisturizing. Olive oil, I could say the same. I'm probably missing something. I could say the same about castor oil, not castor oil. I could say the same about olive oil and avocado oil. It's just, I believe avocado oil is maybe a little bit thinner than olive oil. I know there's like a little bit of a difference in what they can do for you. If you want to use coconut oil, you can go ahead and do that. I cannot tell you the benefits because I do not primarily use coconut oil. Coconut oil dries my hair out. It makes it feel dry and brittle. I believe it has protein in it, which is why my hair is protein sensitive. So I can't use large amounts of protein. I especially cannot use coconut oil in the wintertime. The summer maybe, wintertime. But it's been a long time, and my hair is processed and it's got a lot going on. So that could also be, I'm rambling. But you get what I'm saying. I'm going to show you. I did go to my beauty supply store, and they did have little containers of like dried rose petals, dried rosemary, dried lemongrass, and all that other good stuff. So dried chamomile, but I believe in here I just have dried chamomile, dried rosemary, and dried rose petals. I think roses are good for, is it moisture or hydration or something like that. It's good for something, and it's also aesthetically pleasing. So we're gonna use a little bit of this, shake it up so it looks pretty. So we got going on here. I tried the best I could to get rid of some of these herbs in here, but I didn't. So I mean, I didn't get rid of all of them. I kept some of them, and plus it was hard to get some of them out because the opening of the bottle. But like I said, when I'm rambling, not getting into that. But if you want to put oil in your bentonite clay mask, feel free to do so. Now we are going to get started on our little mix here. So I'm going to speed it up, play a little bit of music, and yeah. So if you're new here, you probably don't know what's about to go on, but if you're not, you have an idea. Also, I'm going to try to say this early because I forget all the time, and I end up saying it at the end of the video, and I'm doing that right now. I'm so sorry, y'all. It's already 20 minutes in. Grab a snack, grab a snack, kick your feet up. Even, you know, maybe you at work, maybe you at home. Who knows what's going on? But get you a snack. Have a little bit of fun, relax, and some downtime. And join the family. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and join the family. Comment, like, subscribe, share. I don't like the word subscribe, so I always say join the family. But of course, I have to tell you to subscribe so you can join the family, so you understand what I mean by join the family. But like I've mentioned before, if you want to be a distant cousin and you just want to watch for now, that's cool too. It's all right. You don't got to subscribe. We still love you though. Aunties, cousins, uncles, sisters, brothers, we love you though. We love you. You may not be ready to come on and join the festivities, but it's all right. We still love you. Anyways, we're going to get to it. And, roll the footage. to mention, which is not too late, your hair has to be wet when you do this, because if it's not, it's going to be harder for it to spread through, because the clay mask is already thick, and if you do it on dry hair, that's your business. But I would prefer you to do it on wet hair because it is easier to work through. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, even in the last video, if it looks a little dark in here, my ring light that I keep in the bathroom broke. I don't know what happened to it, but one day I tried to turn it on and it wasn't turning on, and I didn't buy another one. I mean, I do have another one, but where it's set up is propped up against my mirror. So I can't put a ring light on my mirror because there's no room back there. But also, my old ring light that I kept in the bathroom was light enough or small enough that I could prop it up against my mirror and prop up my phone against that. So if it's a little dark in here, y'all work with me. Also, I don't have that light on because the noise just drives me insane. So this is what we are working with so far. It doesn't look terrible wet, but still, again, it doesn't look the way I need it to look because, you know, here we are. And also, I do know that when you use gel, it causes shrinkage. And because my hair is already looser in the front, and yeah, because my hair is already looser in the front, putting gel on it weighed it down, which is another reason it wasn't curling up the way I wanted it to. So gel wash and goes may not be for me. I hadn't done a gel wash and go in a very long time, and when I did, my hair was very, very short. So what we're going to do now is separate part our hair into sections. And also another thing I forgot to mention is this process can be a bit messy. I'm not gonna lie to you. So if you want to put a towel over you, or Jesus, and if you want to put a towel over you or a towel on the floor, and also be careful because if you do a whole lot of too much of this, you might get it on the walls too. I'm not gonna hold you. It might be on the sink, it might be on the floor. Some people are vets when it comes to a clay mask or even a two-step Afro-G protein mask, and they know how to not cause as much of a mess. Also, I should say, you should absolutely do this on detangled hair. And the one thing I didn't do was detangle my hair because I just rinsed it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get my brush real quick and maybe get some kind of detangling going on. But sometimes when you use a clay mask, it is a good detangler as well. So we will work through that. And yeah, that's what we got over here. Looser than what I like, but hopefully this clay mask will bring us a little bit of bounce, because this is quite unacceptable. I may honestly be more of a moose girl at this point, so I'm gonna grab my brush and I'll be right back. All right, I got my Cosmology brush and I didn't bust open a new one yet. Yes, it's a little broke. My oldest had a conniption and broke my brush, and I did buy a new one, but I didn't bust it open yet, so we're here. All right, also I would suggest you, Jesus Christ, I would suggest you do this in sections. Don't just slap it on, okay? Because like I said, first of all, another thing to mention, it dries fast. Jesus! It dries fast. So, you don't want to wait to detangle, and you don't want to, not that bad actually. You don't want to wait to detangle, and if you do, you don't want to like, you know, the clay mask can be a detangler, but again, I still wouldn't suggest that because, like I said, it dries fast, and you can't detangle it after it's drying or it's starting to dry because it's not a good idea, okay? I'm not saying it's going to break your hair off, but you're going to cause damage. Try doing a protein treatment that makes your hair hard, like an Afro-G. The Afro-G protein treatments, they tell you don't brush it after it's dry because you're going to break. You may break and damage your hair. It's the same thing with the clay mask. It may not be as hard, but if you try to brush through it and it's hard, say goodbye to your strands. Say goodbye to all that hard work. So this is how thick our little paste is looking. Some people like theirs thicker, some people like theirs a little runnier. I haven't done this enough to know what consistency I prefer. I prefer not to do this because it is messy and it does stink and it is a little bit time consuming. So this is something I prefer. This is a method I prefer not to use, but here we are. You try to coat it as best as you can, and the best way I can describe that is if you are a person who likes to, or who has ever got their hair colored or bleached, you would want to do it like that. You want to coat it and you want to make sure that every single strand is covered. I could even say if you feel that way with hair creams. If you know you need to absolutely cover every single strand with that hair cream so you're not missing those spots, it's the equivalent of the same thing. It's just going to make your hair a little dry and brittle, and it's going to look stringy. So the purpose of me doing this today is, yes, it is primarily a detox, but it also, if you have minimal damage, it will bring back your curls. So say for an example, you just got your hair straightened or you just got a silk press and you feel like your hair is a little limp or it's a little missing some oomph. You may not necessarily need a protein treatment. You just need a good detox to, you know, reset your hair. It just may be something as simple as that. So, you know, like I said, you want to coat the hair as much as you possibly can. I forgot to detangle this piece. Lord, I done lost my mind. My hair is starting to dry anyway, which is absolutely crazy because I don't want to say it takes forever for my hair to dry, but it can take a little while. It can take a little bit. So, I mean, I'm going to deep condition anyway, so for me, it may not necessarily take me too long to detangle or to work this through. I don't know why. It seems like this is going by pretty fast. But I would say that because, you know, like I mentioned before, if you've done something a few times or if you're familiar, then you tend to know your way around and then you can move a little quicker. My hair is already starting to dry and I don't have a spray bottle that has water in it, that has just water in it. The spray bottle that I do have has water and conditioner, and I feel like this is not the time to be putting extra products in my hair when I'm trying to do a detox or a reset. I'm not going to get the proper nutrients that my hair needs because it's going to be covered in other products, and it's going to, in my opinion, don't know this for sure, not factual, is going to be feeding off of the products that I have in my hair. So if it's not just water and it's water and conditioner, it's going to be feeding off of that conditioner, and I may not get the full benefits that I would like to receive. So this is what we got so far. Some people use a lot of clay, and it causes it to look more cakier, like very clay-like texture. I don't feel like I need or want to do that. However, for the sake of it, because I feel like I did do pretty well when it came to coating my strands, I will, you know, for the sake of it, put a little bit of extra something in there, and just to make sure that I got the roots and everything. So this is what we're working with on the first section, and we're going to start working on the front section. And if you don't already know, my front section is looser in texture and it is thinner already as it is. So I feel like I don't need to break it up in as many sections as I would the back of my hair. So I'm gonna grab some more. This is how much I'm grabbing for the time being. And it's not as messy as it was the last time I remember, or at least the first time. And I forgot to detangle again. Jesus, I'm just, at this point, I'm ready to be like, never mind, forget it, and just detangle when I deep condition. Because honey, as long as my strands are being thoroughly coated, I think I'm cool. I think I'm cool with that. Also, another thing I will mention is you can also use this mask for your face. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that when I was doing the turmeric and clay mask. I'm not sure if I mentioned that already, but I was using that on my face. As a matter of fact, on the bottle it says to use it on your face. I don't even think it says to put it on your hair, but you know, the natural girlies, sometimes we go a little bit extreme. It may not say it's not for your hair, and then we put it on our hair anyway, and we get good results, and we stick to it. So literally there's that. And I will also say that you may think you need a lot, but you might actually not need as much as you think you do. A little bit goes a long way, and I am not one of those a little bit goes a long way girlies, okay? Because when it comes to products, and when it comes to deep conditioners, and when it comes to anything that goes to my hair, I need as much as possible. My son knocked at the door, and he asked me if he could have some, if he could make himself a bowl of cereal. And if you don't already know, honestly, I'm not even sure if I mentioned this in the last video. He has he just does what he wants to do. Like, he won't even ask. So for him to ask, good for you. Proud of you, kid. You actually asked this time. So so I'm working with, it feels like it might be a little lackluster in the back and the middle parts. So I'm going to throw a little bit more, this looks so disgusting, like, look at this, ew. And I will say this, sometimes even though it looks like, how do I put it? It looks like loose and stringy. Some people's hair looks curly. Some people's hair looks a little loose and stringy when they're putting these products on. But you know, it's a clay mask and it's going to weigh your hair down. So what matters is the end result. As long as your hair doesn't look like this when you rinse it out, you'll be fine. You might be all right. Now, if it comes to the point where you have like super, super severe damaged hair, where it's to the point like, it's like looking the way it was looking when I first came on this camera. If your hair looks like that wet, it just might be time to start a new journey, to either chop it all off or to transition, because not all damage is irreversible, and it doesn't matter what anybody else tells you, especially these content creators that work on their natural hair. When they tell you you don't have to cut your hair, you don't have to cut your hair. This is what you do to fix it. Listen, if it's gone, it's gone. You can do what you can to try to retrieve as much curl and as much texture as possible, but if it's gone, it's gone. If it's gone, it's gone. There's nothing you can do about that. And sometimes your only option is to transition or to chop it off. And as much as people don't want to admit it, that's a lot of what happens. A lot of these people that have severe heat damage, and they tell you, oh, I did this, I didn't have to cut my hair. But guess what? You have to get trims. You have to get trims. So essentially, you are cutting that damage off. You're cutting it off. It may not be at the amount or a large amount, but you are cutting off that damage. So if someone's telling you, oh, I had heat damage 10 years ago, look at me now. Yeah, because all that heat damage is gone. All that color damage is gone. All that relaxer is gone because it's been cut off over the course of the years. Okay, don't let them people fool you. Like, I seen a video the other day, and this girl was like, oh, my hair used to look like this, and let me show you, I didn't even chop my hair off. Ma'am, please be ever so for real. And I do like her content, but it's like, some damage just isn't irreversible. I really need to be wet my hair again, but here we are. Some damage isn't irreversible. It's just not. I'm trying to be as gentle as possible, running through my ends. But it's like, sometimes you just gotta transition or cut it off. And I know I keep saying that, but literally sometimes that's all the options you have left. It doesn't matter how many protein treatments, how many bond builders, how many keratin treatments. It doesn't matter how many deep conditioners, how much money you spend. If it's dead, it's dead. And I hate to put it like this, and I don't mean to be harsh or if this offends anybody, but it's like going, I really don't want to, instead of using the analogy that I was originally going to use, I'm going to use this as an analogy. It's like a dead plant. If that plant is wilting and it's brown, there's no coming back. It's gone. It doesn't matter if you water it. It doesn't matter if you give it treatments. It's gone, honey. The hair is gone. I didn't took the wrong. The hair is gone. The plant is gone. That's my point. Once it gets to a point where it's irreversible damage, it's gone. At that point, get a new plant. I mean, you can't get a new head of hair, but start over, which is my point. Sometimes you just have to start over. You have to work through it. Or, like I said, you can cut off damage a little bit at a time. Say, for an example, you have a aloe plant, and you have one piece that is brown and it is starting to wilt. Instead of thinking you're going to bring that bad boy back with water, it's not coming back. Just cut the leaf off and keep the rest of the plant. Or if it bothers you that bad, get another plant. That's all I'm saying. God, I should detangle so bad. I know it's going to keep it. And the only reason why I'm forgetting is because, one, I'm talking to you guys, and two, I probably wasn't going to remember anyway. It's really hard for me to remember a lot of things. Like, once I have my mind set on something, I don't really think about the in-between stages or in-between steps. I think about what needs to be done. So, for an example, I know I need to do a clay mask. I'm going to do this clay mask. I'm not thinking about I need to detangle my hair and do this, that, and the third. I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about putting the clay mask in, because that's my end goal. That's my primary goal. So when I have something set in my mind and I don't have if I haven't properly thought it out, or I don't have a specific plan, it's probably going to go something like this. And luckily my hair is, I don't want to say taking, but you know, it's actually getting a little dry. But a part of that is also because I didn't do this soaking wet. I did squeeze my hair out quite a bit while I was I squeezed my hair out quite a bit when I was rinsing my hair out, because I didn't want to come soaking wet, because then I would have water dripping down me and I would be soaking wet. And knowing that I have a clay mask in, which I very well could have gotten a towel to I could have gotten a towel to cover myself with. I don't even remember what I was saying, y'all. And the reason why I lost my train of thought was because I got a piece of hair with clay in my mouth. Yuck. I will also say that I don't remember what I was saying actually. Okay, so you can leave. It's not gonna be like, when it does dry, it's not gonna be completely dry like a protein treatment dry. It has its own different kind of dryness, more stiff, if that makes sense. It's, if you feel like you've had your clay mask in your hair for 30 minutes and you still feel moisture, it's clay. It's might have a little bit of moisture left to it, but from what I've seen, you know, it could rinse out after 20 minutes. I'm probably gonna wait longer than that, one, because I have children and I have other things to do, and two, time may get away from me. I don't know, but sorry y'all, I have not a lot of shedding because I didn't detangle the way I should have, and I know I need to detangle, and it keeps slipping my mind, and I keep, like, I know I need to detangle, I'm just not doing it. So I would say, let's get this up here. We ain't missing no spots, okay? Just like you get a perm or a touch up, or you get your hair colored, or whatever the case may be, make sure you don't miss nothing. Because if you color your hair or you get a perm and you forget that one spot, oh honey, forget about it. You think you about to go bleach blonde and you missed your roots, or you missed a piece of hair, it's gonna show. All your hair's gonna be bleach blonde but that one spot. All your hair is going to be straight from that perm or looser and curl, but if you forget that one spot, it's going to show, okay? And it is a clay mask, so I'm not going to say that it's going to bring back all of your hair's health, but it is a detox, and it's supposed to help get rid of toxins. And by getting rid of toxins, it's getting rid of stuff like product buildup. So maybe it may not even be heat or color damage necessarily. It just has a lot of leftover product on it, and it needs to be relinquished. So you need to do a detox. Like, sometimes a regular shampoo just isn't enough. And I really don't do detoxes that often. But like I said, sometimes a regular shampoo, maybe it's not enough. Maybe you're one of those people where it's like, I've had my hair braided for 6 months, which I highly would not suggest. But say for an example, I've had my hair braided for 6 months and I feel like I may need more. You know, do a detox. It's cool. A lot of these products do have, like, if you don't want to do a clay mask, there are other products that do have detoxing properties. But I forgot where I was going. But anyways, I was saying, like, a lot, you know, it may not be as potent as the clay and the apple cider vinegar. The clay powder and the apple cider vinegar. There's going to be other ingredients, so it's going to be diluted. It's not going to be as potent as if you go get you a powder and apple cider vinegar. You feel me? So I'm going to try and hit the back, because I don't know if I got the back really good, but I'm going to try and work through that. And y'all, the last time I did a mask, a clay mask on my hair, I think I ended up either making too much. I think I ended up making too much, or maybe I made just enough, but I literally made just enough. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel and I covered my whole head. And honestly, I eyed it. I didn't do no measurements. I eyed it. If I looked like it needed more, I put more in. If it looked like it needed more of apple cider vinegar or powder, I put that in. That's what I did. So so far this is what we're working with. It's very, very pasty on top. Okay. This is what a lot of people like their clay mask to look like. Now mine was looking a little light in the back, but it's also starting to dry. So once it starts to dry, it's gonna darken in color. Or lighten in color. It's gonna lighten in color. Just like if you dye your hair. When your hair is wet, it's gonna look like it's a different color than when it's dry. It's gonna look a lot brighter when it's dry. So I'm going to let this sit for a while, and then I'm going to, I don't know how long, but I'm going to let it sit for a while. I'm going to let it rinse out, or I'm going to rinse it out, and because it's a detox, you don't have to shampoo your hair after. I don't know if I'm going to do that yet. That'll probably be something that happens on a whim, but I'm definitely going to deep condition. Also, because it is a detox, which I forgot to mention, it's good for your scalp. Okay, it's not just good for your hair, it's good for your scalp. And the one thing I didn't do was massage it into my scalp, because my scalp is itching. So I'm gonna do a quick little rub. Hope that does something. And if I still feel like it's a little itchy after, or I feel like it's not, you know, I might actually go with the shampoo for my scalp. Like, I mean, I'm still gonna work through the rest of my hair, because that's just what I do. But I forgot to, you know, massage it into the scalp. It's a good detox here, and I'm not gonna hold you. It's gonna make you feel tight and dry. Okay, whenever I do the clay mask on my skin, it makes my skin feel very tight, very dry, very unmoisturizing. It's going to take a lot of moisture to bring that back, which means you can't use, you might not be able to use something that you normally use on your face. For an example, I usually use this cream. But if you're using a clay mask, your skin is going to be extra tight and extra dry. So you might, maybe it will still work for you, but if not, you may need to bring in the big boys. You may need to bring in another more moisturizing product. And that goes for your hair as well. So, I I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with my hair after I rinse this all out. I've been pondering about that and I still don't know. So what I will say is I might just rinse my hair out, show you my results, and leave that at that. Because I don't know what I'm going to do to my hair when this is all said and done. I don't know. I might just leave it out and see how it looks. Maybe I'll use a foam. I'm not using gel this time. I don't think I'm going to use gel this time. Maybe I'll use a cream and a foam instead, or maybe I'll just use a cream and see how my hair looks after I and see how it looks after I, you know, do what I got to do. After I, you know, after the week, let's see how my hair looking. Is it still looking a little stringy in the front after it's been a week? Even though I ain't put no gel in my hair, is it still gonna look like that? Is it still gonna look like that? You know what I'm saying? Is it gonna still look like that if I use a mousse instead of a gel? I've never used mousse on my hair. So I am done. I'm gonna show y'all what my container is looking like. I have a bunch of hair stuck to my hands, and the reason why I'm not washing my hands just yet is because I want to show y'all, like I said, it gets messy. Y'all see my shirt? Some people look worse than that. These are my hands, full of hair, and I also forgot, take your rings off. I didn't do that. I forgot about that, but it is what it is at this point. And to the brim. So I'm going to deal with my children because I know y'all hear them. I hear them. So I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to let this dry, do its thing, and then I will come back when my hair is. It has been over 30 minutes to an hour. Can't even tell you. I just know it's somewhere around there. This is what we have so far. If you can't tell, this is where all the damage is, and this is also damaged, but you know, it's a clay mask. It weighs your hair down, so we're praying for the best. I'm not sure if this is going to be a series just yet. We will find out afterwards. However, I did notice when I did do my wash and go with gel that I could see the difference between my unprocessed hair that hasn't been dyed. It's like I said, it's typically loose on the front, but there was a loose wave, loose curl in the front, and then the rest was straight, and then it had that, you know, basically what we got going on now, the little curl at the bottom. So after this, when it's wet, you can't tell that much, but when I use gel, you can really see it. So like I said, I may make this a series. It depends on what my results are. I don't know if I'm going to do another gel wash and go. I'm probably not. Probably not. I might use a mousse. I might just use cream. And I don't even know if I'm going to. I'm not going to do that on camera actually, because this video I feel like is long enough. And I feel like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do all that. And I don't know if I'm going to come back with my wet results, or if I'm going to come back with my semi-dry results. I'll probably end up doing it semi-dry, so that way I have a better idea of what my hair is going to look like. So normally I don't want my hair dripping wet all over the place. I'd rather put it up in a towel, let it soak a little bit, and then come back and show y'all, and that will probably, I'll probably be able to give you a better depiction, because even though my hair is typically looser after it's been in a towel for a little bit, I will still be able to tell you if we got a lot of this going on, okay? If my hair is like sopping wet, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference. I mean, I will be able to, but it's still going to have some type of pattern. I want to know that I can do a future. I want to know if I can do a wash and go with gel again in the future. And if not, then I can't. That's cool. That's fine. It's whatever. I don't typically get into that because, like I mentioned, I'm a lazy natural. But yeah, I'm going to rinse this out. I'm going to deep condition, and then I'm going to come back and show you my results. When I rinse the deep conditioner out. And after that, I'm either going to style my hair and come back and show you how it's looking, or I'm just going to end the video at that. Like I mentioned, which I think I mentioned, I try to do this take. This is the second time I'm doing this take. My youngest actually came in and had to use the bathroom. I'm sure y'all don't want to hear him do his thing. And also, he was upset because he got in trouble. Because I told him to stop screaming, and he wouldn't stop screaming. So I took the tablet from him, and he was crying. So, like, it's an authentic place here, but at there's levels. We don't want to be. You can't hear me because there's a bunch of screaming in the background going on. We don't want it that authentic, okay? We want it to be relatively, we still want it to be, I can't find the word I'm looking for, but y'all know what I'm saying, right? Yeah. We still want it to be presentable. That's the word I'm looking for. We still want it to be presentable. And now my oldest is getting in trouble downstairs. So I'm going to go take care of that. I'm going to hurry up and Jesus, I'm going to rinse this out. I'm going to deep condition, and I'm going to come back with towel dried, not completely towel dried, but more than likely towel dried results. And then that way we can see where we really lie. And once I know what my hair looks like when it's been wrapped in a towel, I'll know how effective it was. Because before I got my silk press, still had a little loose curl going on. But after my silk press, it was a little straggly. So we're going to see what we're working with. Anyways, we are going to, I already said what I'm about to do. So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to let my deep conditioner sit. I'm going to rinse it out. I'm going to come back. I'm going to show y'all my results. And I'll either end the video or I'll do my hair, style it, and then we'll see how it looks when it's styled. So without any further ado, I'm going to take care of what I got to take care of. And y'all are going to see me in the next clip. Now we're here. It has been some time, maybe like 45 minutes. I will not lie to you guys. I took a sneak peek while my hair was wet after I deep conditioned. I was impressed. So, this will be a series. I'm not sure if I'm going to do my hair with you guys. I'm probably not going to. It's actually cutting into time with my kiddos. We're supposed to be watching a movie together, and I need to hurry this up. So, I'm going to give you guys my results. Make my little exit, whatnots, and then I will get back to what I have to get back to, which is spending family time with my babies. So, still looking very lackluster, very much so. It is soft. After I rinsed my hair out of the clay mask, it was very much stripped, dry. I don't know how to explain it, but it was not. It felt like something. It felt like there was a lot going on. So after I put my deep conditioner in, and rinsed it out, it still felt a little, it still felt a little like dry, like stripped, you know? So, but now it's feeling good. It's feeling good. So this is what we are working with. Just a curl in the front, still very limp, but it's doing something. I wouldn't suggest doing another gel wash and go on this because it'll probably end up looking the way it looked last time. So I it didn't bring my curls back per se. Not really. I still got like pieces that are like that, but at least it's not as bad. So this is what we're working with. Got some pieces here, some pieces there. From what it looks like, most of the pieces that are damaged around the crown are on this side. This side looks to be not as bad, if not what it was before. Not as bad. I wouldn't say like it was before because that would be an understatement. This is what I got right now. I'm going to put some cream and water in my hair and close out with this hair serum. But this is, y'all see the breakage in the front? Now y'all can see it. You can see it when it's natural, but this is the breakage I had in the front. Those months I weren't taking care of my hair. So yeah, but this is what we're working with. Not bad. However, not the way I wish it was. So I'm probably going to turn this into a series, and I'm going to wish for the best, and that's that. So without any further ado, if you haven't already, join the family. Comment, like, subscribe, interact. If you want me to give you a shout out for the next video, let me know. I might see it, I might not see it, but I'll do the best that I can. I would like to welcome our new family members. And without any further ado, I'm going to wrap this up and spend some time with my little family. And I will see you guys in the next video. Giving out hugs, kisses, because we are very affectionate over here. And I will... So bad. Brain fart, all right? Give me some grace, okay? I'm a mother of 3. And my brain is done for the day. So we're going to reset and start over. I would like to welcome our new family members. And don't forget to comment, like, and join the family. Feel free to interact with us. And if you want me to give you a shout out in the next video, let me know. And if I see it, I will definitely give you one. because we're family and family loves family. And with all of that, I wish everyone love, peace, happiness, and all that good stuff. Hugs and kisses, because we are very affectionate around these parts. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.